For more than a month, we've been reporting now on weeks-long delays for packages to make it through Houston area USPS processing centers. Thousands of you have reached out to us saying you've been affected by the delays. KHOU 11 was first to tell you about this story, and our reporting has gotten the attention of lawmakers who are now demanding transparency and action. The following is our coverage from the first story we did in December through Congressman Al Green's news conference on Monday, January 22nd. We will continue our coverage of this ongoing story to let you know how the delay is being addressed.
Now to Missouri City, claims of issues with the post office there. There are a number of social media posts surrounding packages being routed through the U.S. Postal Service location in Missouri City, claiming they've been tracked there and have remained there for days or even weeks. Viewers have also emailed us with the same concerns. I spoke with a woman in Conroe who says she's still waiting on packages that should have been here days ago for her online business, and her tracking shows that stuff is still in Missouri City.
They're all Christmas images, so if I don't get them in time, then it's going to be money out of my small business that I'm not able to really use for this season.
We contacted the U.S. Postal Service. They tell us local management has looked into the matter, and our research indicates all mail and packages are being processed as they are received at the South Houston Local Processing Center in Missouri City. They also say if you're having issues, you can reach out to them by calling 1-800-275-8777 or by going to their website.
New tonight, we are getting specifics from the U.S. Postal Service on a holiday mail mess.
Yeah, we've gotten complaints from viewer after viewer frustrated about packages held up at a sorting facility. We're talking about a facility center in Missouri City.
Devon Romming has worked this story for 2 days now. He's back with new answers tonight.
Over the past 24 hours, we've heard from dozens of people who say their packages are being held up here at this location in Missouri City. And tonight, we're hearing new answers as to why that is. It's been days, weeks, even more than a month for some who've been tracking their packages' movements.
There's some people that have been waiting for the packages since the beginning of November.
Frustrating for many, like Ruby Alvarez, who came to us this week. The South Houston Local Processing Center in Missouri City is not open to the public, and there is no storefront and no direct number for the public to reach anyone working there.
I tried a couple of times and never would be answered. It just eventually clicked off.
It's been a struggle for people like Margaret Schomburg, who's been waiting for a package since December 5th until finally getting a call back from 1-800-ASK-USPS after our story aired Wednesday night.
They contacted me and told me that this Missouri City post office is nothing but an overflow warehouse. And right now they probably have at least 100 or more bins that have not been unloaded. Until mine gets loaded, I will not get a package.
Those answers, some consolation for Margaret.
Just appreciate you and Channel 11, KHOU, for taking the time to look into this.
It's now a wait-and-see game this holiday season, especially for those hoping to put a little holiday cheer under the tree. The post office tells us they are fully staffed and equipped, but they are just simply struggling with the influx of packages they're receiving during the holiday season. If you're waiting on a package and want specifics, your best bet is to call the number there on your screen, 1-800-ASK-USPS. And of course, the concern for many now is what happens over the next week as we inch closer to Christmas. In Missouri City, Devon Romming, KHOU 11 News.
Well, for days, we've been hearing complaints from viewers about mail and holiday packages stuck in a postal facility in Missouri City. Now a man is telling us he's still waiting on much-needed medication in that facility.
Tonight, new reporter Stephen Goen is pressing the post office for answers.
At this local mail processing center in Missouri City, growing concerns over some letters and packages that have sat there undelivered for days, if not weeks, according to people like Ed Gore.
It's one thing for Christmas packages to be delayed a little bit, but I think it's a totally different story if they are holding on to medications, especially.
He says his 90-day supply of maintenance medication for a long-term health issue has still not arrived. That's after his pharmacy shipped it from Ohio on December 6th.
It had arrived in Missouri City on December the 8th, which was last Friday. So I figured, well, okay, it should be here by maybe Monday or Tuesday. By Wednesday, it had not arrived.
As of today, Gore says he still hasn't received that package, and he's not the only one. This week, KHOU has received dozens of your complaints about mail stuck at that facility. Those delays made even more pressing because of the holiday shipping rush. Now, this week, we've brought your concerns to the Postal Service multiple times, but they refer us to the same old statement, declining our request for additional comment. The post office claims, quote, mail and packages are being processed as they are received, but we wanted to find out more. So we brought those concerns to Congressman Al Green at an event on Friday at a different post office in Stafford.
Of course, we want to do all that we can to eliminate these kinds of backlogs, these kinds of things not taking place timely, and I assure you we will.
Green says his office also wants to hear your complaints about any mail that's been delayed. In Missouri City, Stephen Gowen, KHOU 11 News.
Stephen, thank you. If you have been affected by this mail delivery mess, you can call the post office at the number on your screen. Well, we don't have it up, but let me give it to you. 1-800-ASK-USPS. 1-800-ASK-USPS. Missouri City is part of Congressional Green's district, as you mentioned, and you can contact him. Just go to our website to get that information at KHOU.com.
Well, Christmas is just a week away, and issues at a Missouri City mail processing center have some folks wondering if their packages will arrive in time. Tonight, we are hearing from a woman in New Hampshire who said her daughter's Christmas gift is stranded there. Devon Romming spoke with her over the phone, and he is in Missouri City tonight. Devon.
Well, guys, we've heard several stories linked to undelivered packages being held at this processing center here in Missouri City. And it's not just impacting people around Houston, but people across the country. For Marion Noble, the last week has been met with anticipation and frustration waiting to receive a package.
They are Christmas gifts.
Like so many others who say they have items being held here at the South Houston Local Processing Center in Missouri City. The other holdup, Noble has no ties to Texas, living in New Hampshire, where her package was first tracked.
It was in USPS possession on December 11th in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania, and then it arrived at USPS Missouri City, Texas on December 14th, and it's been sitting there ever since.
It's an all too common scenario, which KHOU first reported on Wednesday, with dozens who've been waiting weeks and in some cases more than a month for packages tracked here to Missouri City. Everything from medications to supplies for small businesses.
Almost as if it's a holding cell for mail. There's something wrong with the post office system.
Which is why Congressman Al Green, representing the 9th Congressional District, where the processing center is located, is now getting involved. He released a statement Saturday saying, in part, based on KHOU 11 reports, I am very concerned about the potential delays in delivery by the Postal Service, and I am waiting on persons to contact our office with specific issues.
Then I certainly hope that an investigation can be initiated and try to find out what is going on.
With the Christmas holiday just days away. Now, Congressman Al Green says he does plan to open an investigation to find out what's happening here. He wants to hear from anyone who has ties to packages that are being held at this processing center. Meanwhile, USPS says you can call 1-800-ASK-USPS for information, including tracking information, but be prepared to be placed on hold. In Missouri City, Devon Romming, KHOU 11 News.
You have reached out to KHOU 11 News about problems at a Missouri City postal facility.
Many saying they've been waiting weeks, others even more than a month on packages. That includes medications and small business supplies. Our Ugochi Iloka joins us live from that facility in Missouri City with where things stand now. Ugochi, it's still a mess.
Yeah, Kimberly and Steph, it is. And today is the deadline for USPS Priority Express shipping. So as many of you who are trying to get your packages to your loved ones, really rushing them to them at this time close to the holidays, we do understand that you've had a lot of issues. You've reached out to us, you've shared your concerns about how packages are getting stuck at this Missouri City facility. But since we've made some calls, KHOU 11, some of you have been getting results. One viewer named Leslie, she actually expressed to us after sitting for 11 days, her package is finally out for delivery as of yesterday. Another viewer named Christy says her package arrived 2 days after messaging us. And Ed Gore told us he received his medication shortly after his interview with KHOU 11 on Friday. However, not everyone has been so lucky. Marion Noble told us she heard just yesterday from both officials at her local post office and Congressman Green's office that they promised to investigate, but with no guarantee on when her package will be delivered. Of course, she's hoping for Christmas, but that's still up in the air.
Unless this package is bound, put in a priority mail envelope, and flown to New Hampshire, I don't think my daughter is going to have this gift for the holiday. But, I'm still hopeful. I have hope.
Yeah, hopefully things turn around for Marion there. Right now, the Postal Service says that they are continuing to have mail and packages processed at the Missouri City location, that they're doing their best to do that at this busy time of year, and that they appreciate and want to thank all of their customers for their patience at this time. Kimberly, the customers obviously frustrated, wanting more results. Coming up in the next hour, how one of the congressmen talks about what he's doing to help them get their packages out and in time for the holidays.
A very stressful time for people hoping their gifts get to their destinations on time. Ugochi Loka, thank you.
A lot of you have been reaching out to KHOU 11 News telling us your packages have been routed through that facility and have been stuck there for weeks.
The Postal Service has acknowledged the disruptions in that new processing facility, saying they are a result of transitions being made to the way mail is handled in Houston.
Stephen Goin has a look at what's being done to fix it.
We started hearing from many of you around November about mail. First, it was holiday packages missing, then medications were delayed for weeks. This week alone, we've received about a dozen complaints about this ongoing issue.
And every day you could look at it and go, processing Missouri City, processing Missouri City.
Gail Stanneback is playing the waiting game with packages she ordered in December that appear to have been stuck in a Houston area postal facility for more than a week.
I'm extremely aggravated because knowing I could drive there and pick them up, but there's nobody there, just makes me, frustrated, like I said.
Stanneback says tracking data shows her packages arrived in Missouri City on January 4th and 5th. Then on January 9th, both packages were shown to be in transit to the next facility, arriving late. But as of today, those packages have not been delivered.
My main concern is I get medicine mailed to me, and if it starts going through there, then I'm going to have to come up with another solution.
Since December, dozens of viewers have reached out to KHOU with the same story of mail and packages delayed at the South Houston Local Processing Center in Missouri City, and many tell us those problems continue.
We find ourselves with a postal service that is not being transparent.
On Wednesday, we spoke to Representative Al Green, who represents Missouri City, and he told us he's had 2 meetings with Postal Service officials since we brought your concerns to him in December. Green says he learned the Missouri City facility only recently opened.
At some point, a decision was made to open the South facility and allow it to take what I will call the excess from the North. That was not called to my attention at all.
Now, Green says he plans to visit that facility to see how he can resolve the issue.
They have given me assurances, but the assurances are not enough. I want to tour the plant. I want to see the facility. I want to get some sense of how this will all work.
In a statement, the Postal Service explains those issues stem from a transition in the way they're processing mail in Houston, which includes the new Local Processing Center, or LPC, in Missouri City. In part, they say, As with any transition, some unintended and temporary disruptions may occur. We are taking steps to ensure packages are processed as quickly and efficiently as possible and apologize to any customers who may be experiencing issues with the delivery of their items. In Houston, Stephen Gowen, KHOU 11 News.
Now, the Postal Service says you can call them at 1-800-ASK-USPS if you have any delays. They say a case number will be assigned to you so they can fully research the situation and provide a suitable result.
Tonight, more people are emailing and calling us about delays in getting mail from a processing center in Missouri City. Folks say they waited weeks for everything from Christmas gifts to important medication. Well, tonight, a Manville man says he has a package worth nearly $1,000 that's been sitting at the Missouri City facility for nearly 2 weeks.
It's something that was like a very important item to me that had sentimental value to me over the years. You know, it's something I was really excited to get, and unfortunately it's stuck at the Missouri City location like so many other people's items.
Greg Schulteis tells us he also has other packages in the facility. He says they've been there since December. Congressman Al Green started looking into these problems after we made him aware of the delays last month. Meanwhile, the post office is telling us the delays are, quote, temporary disruptions as they transition to using new local processing centers like the one in Missouri City.
This here is just a small stack of those hundreds and hundreds of messages that we've received today. One of them from a woman here in Pasadena. Like you said, she is still holding out hope that her wedding dress will arrive just in time for her big day. Hundreds of emails flooding into our newsroom. Frustrated Postal Service customers waiting on their packages, experiencing delay. From online orders to gifts, paychecks, and even medication. A laundry list of frustration of all kinds. The one thing in common, packages delayed, stuck at USPS processing centers for days and even weeks with no word when or if they'll ever arrive. Today, we heard from 2 women waiting on one of the most important items on their wedding checklist, their dress. Chelsea Hansen is one of them.
We're doing a small wedding.
Her wedding just 8 days away.
My nerves are completely shot. I'm already stressed out enough as it is.
This bride-to-be ordered her dream dress a month and a half ago.
On the 12th, it got to the North Houston distribution center and nothing since then.
It was supposed to be delivered on the 13th, and she's tried calling, but that hasn't worked.
It'll say it's transferring you to a representative and then rings a few times and it just hangs up.
Hansen feels stuck with nowhere to turn.
I'm hoping within the next 8 days it gets here, and I'm hoping that it fits me.
She's also waiting for her wedding shoes, which may also be up in the air. Now, left looking for last-minute backups.
It's what I see myself wearing on my wedding day, and I don't think I'm going to find something else that I'll like as much.
In the meantime, Hansen and hundreds of others with packages stuck are just left waiting. After our interview, Chelsea actually found out that her sister's bridesmaid's dress may also be stuck at that same post office facility. Now they are both crossing their fingers, hoping that both dresses make it in time. Live in Pasadena, Maria Aguilera, KHOU 11 News.
All right, so what's being done about all these delays? We now know the Post Office Inspector General is involved. Our Stephen Gowen also sits down with Congressman Al Green, who's been looking into these problems. Stephen, what did he have to say?
Well, the congressman tells me he got new information about the city's mail processing system from Postal Service inspectors, but he feels it's still not enough. He wants to see more accountability from USPS.
We get calls almost on a daily basis about this.
Congressman Al Green demanding transparency from the Postal Service after major delays at Houston's mail processing facilities, primarily the new South Houston Local Processing Center in Missouri City, in his district. Are you satisfied with the Postal Service response to this so far?
No, I'm not satisfied with their response because when I met with them, I explained to them that I expected them to come before the public.
We've brought these concerns to Green before, but in this exclusive interview with KHOU, the congressman tells us he just received a report on Houston's mail system from the USPS Office of Inspector General. He hopes it'll shed light on the issue.
but I can tell you that it's not the entirety of Houston. It is a report that deals with some facilities in Houston.
The Postal Service has previously said the, quote, temporary disruptions in Houston stem from a network modernization plan. But Green believes the issues start in Washington.
I think this is not something that the workers have created, but there's something in management that is afoul. Not the workers, but something associated with management has to be corrected.
For now, the congressman says he still wants to take a tour of Houston's mail processing facilities, and he's working with other lawmakers, like Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia and Congressman Michael McCall, to see just how far the problem goes.
And if it is pervasive, meaning if this is something that is occurring in other states, for example, I will let the public know.
And Green told me he's planning a press conference next week where he'll share more of that report and information on his efforts to help people who have lost their packages. Some of them have now received those, but they still have concerns. Len, back to you.
Certainly nerve-wracking. Stephen, thank you. You can find all of our stories on this mail issue online right now at KHOU.com.
Well, tonight, post office delays appear to be piling up in Houston. In just the last 24 hours, we've received more than 3,000 comments and emails from people telling us about their issues. It's a story KHOU first told you about over a month ago. Tonight, Congress is getting involved. Representative Al Green shared a letter with us that he and Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia sent to the U.S. Postal Service. The letter asks for a customer service team to get set up at the South Houston Distribution Center. Now, that's the center of one of the locations where the packages seem to get stuck. One viewer called it a mail black hole. The congressman also wants a tour of the facility. USPS wrote back to schedule that tour for the upcoming week. Tonight, our Troy class shares another one of your stories. This one from a small business owner who is not only concerned about the money they spent on shipping, but their reputation. Troy.
Yeah, Cheryl, she's asking customers for time before she reassesses her options. At Upper Room Candle Company, everything is handled with care.
I know I have personally had my hand on every single package.
Co-founder and CEO Shannon Wilpitz making her business appealing online and in the showroom.
And smell all the smells.
Everything seemed fine until last week when a customer tipped her off that a package hadn't arrived. Wilpitz learned it wasn't just one, but more than a dozen orders.
It just would say in transit. Two of the packages, including the customer that tipped us off, their packages had actually gone all the way to Dallas and back to North Houston in 24 hours.
Then there was more confusion.
It was just so odd that our packages were held up for our Houston area customers, but yet they were getting them if they were out-of-state customers.
Many are stuck at either the North Houston or Missouri City processing centers, like thousands of others who reached out to KHOU with different needs.
To me, I'm thinking, oh, it's just candles for us, even though someone paid for that. It is shocking that it's not just a product. There's medication out there. There's something that's time sensitive.
The Postal Service says it is modernizing its processing network and claims it is taking steps to ensure packages are processed quickly. But for Wilpitz, she wants her customers' items handled with the care they deserve.
The other customers that are not repeat customers, I don't want them to think that's how we do business.
Troy Kless, KHOU 11 News.
You can find all of our stories on this mail issue online at KHOU.com right now. It is a story that we first brought you back in December. That's when we started hearing about packages getting stuck at this facility in Missouri City. But after more than 1,000 emails and 2,000 more comments from viewers like you, we found people are also seeing their packages get stuck in the city's north side. Stephen Goen reports.
But I have probably $400 in packages right now that are sitting there.
It's been a few weeks since Ashley Taylor says she ordered some things online that she expected to arrive well before her family goes on vacation. But since January 10th, those packages have been stuck at a Houston postal facility on the city's north side.
When It got to North Houston, it stopped, and it's been pending delivery or pending moving ever since.
And when she tries to call customer service,
It's like a circle. I mean, there's no one that you can contact that has any communication with anyone else to know what is going on.
Taylor is among the more than 3,000 people who have reached out to KHOU about severe mail delays in Houston. But she says it's not just happening at the new sorting center in Missouri City that we've reported on since December. It's happening at the Northside facility too.
So now I'm scared to even buy more because are they going to get stuck there again? Are they going to come before our trip? It's very frustrating that there's no accountability.
This facility used to be the city's primary USPS hub. But in a previous statement, the Postal Service said it was transitioning North Houston into a regional center and adding a new local center in Missouri City. All of it part of a so-called network modernization plan.
I would like to know why the plan is taking so long and also what they're doing about getting our packages sorted and delivered.
USPS has said both centers are supposed to have new technology and process mail faster. But for customers across the Houston area, it seems to have only created problems. In Houston, Stephen Gowen, KHOU 11 News.
Tomorrow, Congressman Al Green has scheduled a news conference where he says he will address the post office delays. On Saturday, Congressman Green shared a letter he sent USPS asking for a tour of the facility, and he wants a service team set up to directly help customers. You can find all of our stories on this mail issue online at KHOU.com right now.
And more emails are coming into our newsroom from those of you who've lost patience with the Postal Service.
Our reporter Jalissa Garza talks with two more people about package delays at the postal facility in North Houston. Jalissa.
Yeah, both people I spoke with tell me the USPS facility on Aldine Bender is the one they've always used, and they haven't had any delays before like the ones they and many others are dealing with now.
After watching KHOU Sunday night, Melinda Martin reached out to us. The reason? She learned she's not alone in dealing with packages stuck at the USPS North Houston Distribution Center.
I stayed up to watch, and sure enough, it was talked about exactly what I was encountering.
She's been waiting on two different medications. One was supposed to get to her on January 10th, but that didn't happen.
And that was the first problem that I encountered.
Then another medication expected to arrive January 20th didn't come either.
When you go to check the tracking on the website for USPS, it shows that both prescriptions are delayed and their location is in Houston.
Martin has been getting her medications delivered for about 3 years now, and she's never had any problems like this before and finds it all frustrating.
You look at the tracking to realize, okay, there's a delay. And then you've got to call the pharmacy and talk to them and say, well, here's the problem.
KHOU has spoke to businesses being impacted by the delays. One of them deciding to go take a look at what the holdup is, driving to the distribution center and capturing this.
Right after Martin Luther King Day, I went there and it was a complete mess. As you could see with the pictures, there's boxes stacked up.
With packages continuing to be delayed, Melinda Martin, like many, wants something to be done soon.
These packages are sitting somewhere and stacking up, and I know I'm not the only one.
Martin tells me one of the pharmacies she orders from sent her the medication that was supposed to arrive on the 10th through UPS, and it arrived today. While she says it's great news, her concern is for other Houstonians who have life-saving medication still waiting at a facility. Mia?
A very real concern, seeing just how many people receive medication via mail. Jalissa Garza in the newsroom, thank you so much. Congressman is demanding answers while calling for transparency from USPS for the ongoing mail delays in our area. Since Friday morning alone, KHOU has received more than 1,200 emails from viewers. They tell us their mail has been delayed for weeks. Stephen Gowen joins us tonight. Stephen, what's being done to get these mail delay issues resolved?
Well, Congressman Al Green says he is not a mouthpiece for the Postal Service, but he wanted the public to know today that he continues to press for answers just like we do. And now he says he's got the USPS Office of Inspector General involved to look into this issue.
It arrives at a facility in Missouri City.
On Monday, Congressman Al Green urging the Postal Service to be transparent about the severe mail and package delays that have plagued Houston's USPS sorting centers for months now.
I think the Postal Service has a duty, a responsibility, and an obligation to come before the press and explain the circumstances.
In a press conference, Green sharing his concerns and those of people in Houston who have waited weeks for their things to show up. One woman missing a wedding dress, Irene Ramirez, telling us about her father, Daniel, a veteran.
Without these medications, my father would end up in the emergency room or worse.
Today, explaining her father's medication has been held up at a Houston postal facility for 18 days and still not arrived. It's a story she first shared with KHOU last week, hoping to get answers from the Postal Service, but none came.
When the failures are ongoing and administrative and put people's lives at risk, I feel we need to stop and quickly reverse course.
Brenda Wiedrich, a retired mail carrier who worked for the Postal Service in the Houston area for 19 years, also speaking out.
Now we have priority packages that's in their box. Mine took 17 days to get to me. I mean, that's just totally ridiculous.
It was KHOU that first brought these concerns to the congressman in December. Now he's asking the Postal Service to take action and provide help to customers in person at the city's South Side facility in his district.
Establish a system such that you have a customer service representative available at the site out at the Missouri City annex that you have.
Today, Green also telling us he still plans to take a tour of both mail processing centers in Houston, and if delays are not resolved soon, he says he'll write a letter to a congressional committee to start an oversight hearing into the problem. Now, we asked the Postal Service today if they had any response to Al Green. As we do when we do any story, they said they did not have a new statement. They referred us back to a previous one we received about a week and a half ago. For now, in Houston, Stephen Goen, KHOU 11 News.
And the situation carries on. Stephen with the latest. By the way, do you have missing mail you think is caught up in these delays? Please let us know. Send an email our way to mailproblems@khou.com.